Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, worldwide. Renegade, me there, man. Yeah, man, renegade when afraid. Man, not the wilderness, keep it real and honest, no tabloid around here. Wah. All right, so hear this. Marky G, released an explanation about fiscal rule. You remember that thing that Andrew go around and I boast about we, the government, and physical and discipline? Bullshit. People have to get serious and, yeah, you have to get serious. This is how I'm live pan like. I remember my king of fly and Big Mama, the queen of fly. You never king of a queen, always have a queen. So, yeah, Big Mama, the queen. Let me talk to Pat earlier today. Pat showed me up when he said king of flies and queen of flies. Pat said, them say, ultimate king of queen. The ultimate king and queen of lies. Not just king and queen of lies, but I said the ultimate king, yes. Yeah? Yeah, man. No two ways about it. All right, so I feature a little part of parliament and you'll see mommy return. That no have no sense. That are no finance minister. Let me just tell you right now. Them have that as a puppet. Them not put nobody because them no want nobody because she what listen. She not underuse this, You don't know that. We never had time I watch she when she thought that boring and terrible. Boring and terrible. Me not do a little part, I do a little part, maybe tomorrow I do some other little things with it. Stomach sickening. Paul will ask her a question. Yeah? Paul will ask her a question and she clueless. No, but this that for sure you say the country now run good. I be a scammers, one a scammer, some of them are pedophile, them are rapists, them are junkies, and then them farm, them end up farming. Like, who run government and no government? Criminal government. With all kind of fictitious figures around that. Who are not said, them don't know what to say. Eh? A country can run so. Paul will ask her. And she said, him for go ask Pumvals, the finance minister, remember, finance that does one, finance minister. And when you look, she did it with these two people around she all the time. For do what? Them and a minister, she can't talk. Them are for on and scrutinize what she has said. This is a goddamn disgrace. This is a goddamn disgrace. Eh? You can't believe this? It's a shame for Jamaica. The country destroying her. Now come back so easy, And she sit down there and answer that foolishness. Remember, she said 90% I'll get them light by the end of this month. And by January now, 100%. Now, if you not have 100,000 home and business, you are going to give back 90% most. You can't tell me the light post you attack. It cannot be. But not even the trailer, the one them when my bill come back yet. This is bullshit. That's bullshit. There is no way you can have 90% and 100% when the host them. That means everything over by January, the people might get back them home and come back to now. And that them I tell me. That don't make no sense. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that little thing there with her. A big embarrassment. Yeah? Big embarrassment, man. It's sickening, man. If you see our country, we take a country when it used to serious and put it in a villain hand. You must know, so them love the villain business that you have an election and the guy down there, he introduce a machine to 7 places where he shows he's going to lose. 7. He not introduce the machine to everywhere, 7. Prime Minister place him well, can I make sure them win it? And then by the evening you're dead, come when you look the light just go off, when you look internet cut down, it's the same time. Impossible again, It's impossible for Digicel will use different things from flow. And the two of them just shut off same time and some people like gone and everything. Come on now, man. That mean the big boy, the one of them did night, for just Tofay election. The whole of them was part of that. You understand? And you see, Mother Nature reward him for the criminality. And the reward this him get. And he might get more. It now start. As long as him dead. Next year, they might get hurricane next year and enough more flood, So it's a wipe out where they might try put back. Again. Mother Nature now use up half of that. And Johnny Mini and them. In Colobos. Yes. Now ease up. Next year, they might have a next one. Watch. You never see this happen yet. You see Beryl start. Now you see this. Just look out for next year. And then you have close call that flood out the place same way. You're not going to believe. Never happened before in the history of Jamaica. Never. Yeah? Because this guy are idiots. You understand? This guy are idiot. Yeah? Them not have no sense. And then up there, fling out one bag of garbage. One bag of garbage. She does so. Yeah. She does so can't watch. She does so can't watch. This is garbage. You understand? This garbage. People can't sit down and watch that. It's hard. I'm showing you look apart of it too, Yes, man. Yeah, I'm showing you look apart of that. I have to show you. But we want going now. Hey, people want to do something for me today. It's when I show you Mark Golding, I'm talk about the fiscal rules we put in place. I'm going to show you that them put it in place too. Mark Golding, I'll tell you about it today. Remember it, Andrew run pan, we the government have fiscal discipline. Remember them borrow money from IMF, Remember them destroy the place already, people. I love this one, Mark Golding explain to them. Just easy and nice. But the people, them, want to do look more research and hold him to this and run him when they matter about fiscal discipline because no care who in a power, you have to follow this. Mama P set it. The Marcus there. Yeah. Anja Fiera, man. My Fiera, man. See? So, I start maybe this and tell him, say, stop, tell lie, run out, you don't do nothing. But the good, this and the government. Yeah, they run past somewhere where you not do better. Yeah, they just the PR and them lies. Cannot be trusted. See? So them live off what the PMP said and then turn and say, I trick the people them. You can't listen. Any leader try to trick you can't power with him. Can't make him trick you again, man. What you talk about, man? Can't work. Look, I'm going to give you a little part of one in the thing today. I'm going to look part of one in there today. Look for that woman and tell me if she look like a somebody they say in a fine ant seat. Not finance, I can't say that. Because that's a fine ant. Yeah. Yeah. Look on this.
The direct question to you is whether or not the government of Jamaica will be footing the entire bill of 350. And that's the question. No, it is a fair question.
Look here.
What is yes. Is it?
So, hold on. Let me ask you something. People, when vote for them two people that are around she, the one there in our glass will look like puss prick, same way. Yeah? Some secretary or something. When vote for them people in the house, see them and push up them head and she them right there. So that makes sense too, no? You know, sister, this is a garbage. Let me ask you, this makes sense too, no, people? If you cannot call for finance minister, and when you look them always, I carry them to this, you carry the garbage with the bin, two bin. It makes sense. I bet you carry them a Riverton City heap and leave them over there. But I carry them a parliament. What this? What's this? You can never finance minister. They give one of the people them the job then. You can never finance minister when you look them have to pitch up on the mic, you know. Look there. This look good too, no? This is a goddamn disgrace. Them have video and show around the world. Finance minister if you know them things, so when them stand up and them talk, it's supposed to be unassailable. Yes, Antonio. Ivan, this look good to you? Yes, this look good? No, man, because this look embarrassing. Them ask her about the money at JPS. And if them want more money or what have you, nice question. She can't answer that. She can come tell us, say, for ask, the finance minister, them find the money, you know. The most important ministry this. Out of the ministry. Because without the money, nothing can run. Can't look good. Now, them ask a question like that. Legit question. Make we hear our answer. Hear this. Hear this. Yeah, Daniel, look here. Finance minister them attack to look here. Pump valves. What be a line tell and go on, you know. Hear this. Look there. A finance no man, you give them enough credit, Antonio. You come over from finance. Because this can be finance. This is garbage. No, can you imagine you're a finance minister? And you claim that a finance minister, right? And look on this. The country done, Antonio, of course. The country done. No, man. We have to even speak out loud now. Yeah, look on this. She can't answer.
Minister of Finance.
She freeze. Look there. Look how them two you put up. Who is them? Who them here? No, you can't for Minister of Finance. I want me look. She did it and there are two with them face in a fair face. Hey, let me tell you something, you know. To the world around now, me no want people put them face near my face, you know. Me no in that, you know. Me no, me serious, me no in that thing there, you know. Yes, I don't like that, yes. Three blind mice. Three, hold on. Remember revise that for you know. Antonio, three blind lies. Them are three normal blind. Them are three blind lies. Three blind lies. So, yeah, man. Revise that, Antonio. Write the right thing. Three blind lies. The three of them. So, right now, how more to go all about? People can't remember, you know. You have tuberculosis, you have all kind of disease around. Nobody in my earwave, none. Uncle, my wife alone can come in my earwave and my grandkids, them and my kids, them. Nobody, me not put people in my earwave. Don't do it. You make them keep away. You know, everybody for die with them own germs. Don't come in my earwave. Yeah. You understand? Three blind lies this. So, Antonio, rewrite it, no man, and put it, no man, people them see it, no man. This is not no three blind mice. That is three blind lies. Mummy and them two there are wing. They can't remember every bird have two wings down. Whether you are drunk or ostrich or something, you have two wings down. Three blind lies. Look on pum valves. Look at.
Members will have to be quiet to allow the Minister of Finance to.
I'm going to.
We will have to be quiet to allow the Minister.
Yeah, and then three blind lies. Amen. Thank you, sir. You should see the three blind lies them again. Continue.
We will need.
Look there. One little question. And she can't answer it now. All no. One little question. Remember, you know, the most important minister this, you know. The minister, when you pay your taxes, you have to collect the money and disperse it to all of the ministry them. Without the ministry, the rest not operate. Them don't have them own budget. The ministry are responsible when they collect the money and how much money them predicted to collect. Yeah? When the money are coming, you have to send it to the ministry. This is for health, this is for education, this is for local government. She don't know what she do. Yeah, Sabariji, because Mama so up. Yes. See, the most important, yeah, but remember, she don't know nothing at all. This supposed to be the most important ministry. Yeah? Remember, you know, when they want money, you remember when Pumpvals came out and said, where's Paul Johnson? You remember Pumpvals came out and said, sound of music. You remember Pumbaa came out and said, well, we know the ministry and they put out to the highest and the finance. It's like anything what they want. No, they just say, yo, find the money and put it on this, you know. Fast! So she's a figurehead. Figurehead this. This I don't mean, she don't know what going on, you know. If she didn't know what going on, she'd have a pussy, she not speckling her pussy, that speckle side her. That makes sense. And film face. We crush up and look like some of them crushed potato sitting there, something. Like we look at them face. Where the two of them for? The three of them together at danger. It's sad. It's sad. Eh? This sad man. Continue.
Would you allow the Minister of Finance to respond?
Yeah.
Hold on now.
She can't respond now. Let's look there. Look here. Look there. I know. Who want to listen what she has to say? Look. Look there. I know. No, but you see, that alone is a feel like a Pumbaa is a super dunce, you know, and liar too, you know. And if you have to wait for Pumbaa for bail, listen, at the finance minister supposed to bail you out. It can't be the other way around. That's the purse there to operate the other ministries there. So this the other way around that me tell you, she's just a figurehead. She don't even, where she go, man? Eh? This bad man. Yes. Continue. You can't teach, you don't know where she go. See that?
Members, are you interested in...
So what Pumbaa want to do, she can't answer. Yeah? Yeah. Can't answer. So when do I make trouble in a chat? You see it?
Coming back to committee meeting. For those who are outside, are you ready to come back in?
No, man, Natalie. Minimum wage. Oh, God, Natalie, man. She deserves minimum wage, Natalie. She don't deserve minimum wage. She deserves to go back at Jamal and do something else but come out of this. She shouldn't even have a work. Maybe she turn back baby again, she will just go retire. Her brain young. Are we too old then? You can't pay she. Why you pay she for doing what? Now tell me, you know, pay she for do what? This? And the money where she get about pay? Look here. So when he might get in trouble, for make she can't catch her breath. Look here. See, all right. Look out number 14. You know, it's a step up in a class now, number 14. Look out number 14, look for him. Remember number 14? Beginning our husband, him at 12 and a half, 12 and 3/4, and I got 13. She have 14. Right? Look how number 14 and look sideways. Look here. Allah, look here. Look here.
Members, are you interested in coming back to committee meeting? For those who are outside, are you ready to come back in? Members, remember the others of us would like to continue our meeting.
Look here. So we see what the man doing now. They might play the little card because she don't know what to say. Meanwhile, they are to tell her what she say. Eh? This bad. See that? Hear this. Worst answer in the book.
Chair.
Members, yes. I think the Minister of Finance was trying.
The Minister of Finance would love to respond.
Madam Chair.
If we would allow the Minister of Finance.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Finance, the Minister of Finance would like to respond. Members, would you be so kind as to allow her to speak? Member Campbell.
Fabian, this is more than goddamn disgrace, man. Jamaica gone and to the dogs and to the rats. And speaking of gone to the rats, before me even, where the rat there? Gone to the rats. And by the way, the rat take over for crab now. And when I say take over, the rat take over big time. The rat forgot to die today. And the rat, this gone to the another dogs in it gone to the rats. I mean, I'll show you something. Well on, you shall speak, but well on. Let me show you. Now the rat, these people, you're not going to the rat. Look on the rat. You can't believe this. Eh? You saw the rat all on custody. So if the rat not pushing the day and all this, you know, should have retire, you know. This should be a nursing home. This year should be a nursing home. So sleepy crab, sick and not about. It couldn't sleep at yard. Eh? You know what I'm saying? All right, thank you, Fabian. No, people. Watch out. Bush rat. We have to take it, look at. We have to take over the house. We have to take over all it doing, you know. What are they? It will a little piece of thing and think the green time match because I wear the little thing that thing. Look at. You know, say me there, you know, when not gonna believe what me that do, you know. You say me that follow up them things like me there, Jamaica and there even at the gallery. You know who me that call come carry home door? Who know not believe? Me that call, you know who me that call? Christopher Tough Tongue friend. Now tell him come pick him up. Carry him go on. Who don't know who? No, me that. Look here. You can't see man knock on the. All you do now, you just phone in and call Christopher Tough Tongue friend and tell him make his come. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Kirk. No, me don't call him, you know. Wait. But you say Tough Tongue friend Martin. Because we could have make a yes. Can you know say the government had to make money, you know. And for you call him for this year, I run compete, you know. Eh? Yeah, man. Nobody can call Big Mama the man Joyce Davis, the Lion Queen, eh? The ultimate, the lioness thing, man. The Queen of Lie. The ultimate Queen of Lie. You know? Queen of Lie, Big Mama, you know. Yes. All right? And the, yeah, man, the ultimate Queen of Lie. And the Princess of Lie, Joyce Davis. You know? Yes. Yes. So the Queen of Lie and Princess of Lie, they're my ocean wide. Yeah? Look on this. You think this look good? Look here. So all this now, I go, hey, let me tell you this, you know. You say if all them never used to wear all them pampers in there, they're supposed to rank, it's supposed to piece up itself, you know. All we need an archer, right, so archer. Archer. And so come take it and carry it one. Spanish Town. Straight fridge. Till them ready. When you wake up in a cold box. Eh? Eh? No, but them look at him now. No, but that him wear himself. Yeah, Kirk. Look at this. You remember I saw Sleepy Crab used to go on, you know. Eh? At this dog Petersfield that threatened the people them the other day. Look how this look. Eh? Look how it look. Can you imagine, man? Eh? Look how it look in there, man. So this take over for Dr. Crab. Rat take over the house. Rat take over the house and cut 10 and asleep. Yeah? Yeah, man. A dead man gone. So, what you do now when this day is so like this, you call Archer. Archer for come feed. Yes. I could continue to hear the answer now. I could hear the answer from Mummy return. Yes. What's that?
Member Vaz, before that, please.
So, Madam Speaker, thank you. There are obviously many questions that the members have, the details of which I am not able to give at this moment. As you said earlier on, JPS is a private entity, and I would implore members.
What system make sense? That's why I've born them out, people. She said earlier, JPS is a private entity. So why the fuck you take 150 million lend them? And that mean I ask her, so why the fuck you take 150 million lend them, a private entity? You saw them stink. She can't even answer the question. And when she answered that, me ask, you know, why the fuck you them why we money lend them when they should have fixed back the people them place and do something and I fix the road and them thing there. Private entity make them go raise capital. What the fuck is this? Eh? You hear this? She can't even answer it. But if you use the private entity, and that if you use and tell them this is the same thing. When my goal in not talking about bad mind, no, she come and says a private entity. So why JPS get the money for borrow and the government is not a bank and do have the money? Why we are borrow billions and not take money on JPS? We are bank? Don't make no sense. Eh? No man, AI better than this man. No man, AI, no man, no throw away AI intelligence man. No Pamela man. AI, this is not AI. No man, this is not AI man. AI intelligence up, you know. She not done. I boss, you want to boss her. You want to serve for her. Eh? No, you want to serve for her, Pamela. We can't boss her. She can't intelligent like AI. Uncle one AI there, Jamaica. Remember, Andrew incompetent. Yeah. You understand? But this that and that it use the same yeah. Use the same initial AI, but Andrew instead Andrew incompetent. But she know these are 3 blind lies. Yes. They are 3 blind lies. Eh? They may make no sense. All right, me have something else I want to show. All right, I want to show this too. I want to show the one with Dr. Das too. I might go and draw it down to you know. All right. Let me just take down this to show this. Come on, we want that question with Dr. Das and see what Dr. Das asks them too. Let me ask a question, yeah, man, and play this now. All right. So make we hear what she have finished answer and say yes, sir.
To come with their questions, to ask those questions of the Minister of Energy. at another parliament when he's able to answer in great detail all of those questions. What I can say is that the request that was made of us at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service was for a loan of $150 million US, and you would have heard the Minister of Energy say that.
Oh, remember, it have to satisfy you. You can't take money give people. That you know what? But she just tell me, said no. Now you see this year, hey, Jamaica in a danger. You see the money we are borrowing now. That means Andrew or any one of them can call her and say, yo, put $1 billion over there, so put 2 years, so I should do it. Billion. So you get the billion, but it miss, and you say, and she come and, oh, you have to ask the Prime Minister because this and that. This bad. She are telling for to ask Pumba to why she released the money. You've asked him and I share the finance minister. She have to know the money. Remember, you know, when they not pay about the money and it now go to him, you know, it come back to the Ministry of Finance. So, hey, I want kind of what this robot this or something, you know, but the robot, they may have one of the old time, you know, the big old robot, them big old, yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Slow.
Minister, we're getting.
Yes. So I want to slow. Yeah.
Is for restoration by the end, Minister, restoration, Minister, by the end of January 2020.
So she asked him, Minister, by the end, Minister, by the end of January 2024. Not even that she know. She asked Bombard. See that? Look here. Yeah. This, hey, brother, what is? Listen here.
And you would have heard the Minister of Energy say that is for restoration by the end, Minister, restoration, Minister, by the end of January 2026. 90% by the end of December 2025.
Yeah, there. Minister, I'm 90% by the. So it's a private company, but yesterday released 150 million. And by the way, Pumbaz, it come back week before last and tell me, say them give them an next 50 million. We know you about the money there, you know. What them a do? The money from OUR, them a thief that. Oh, them not talk about the OUR 50 million US. Why RGR and Clean and them people don't listen what these people talk? And so me a teach you for the journalism. And it's a goddamn disgrace. Yeah. Jamaica is more danger than anything else. Bourbon, them not more danger than anything else. See me I tell you? Yeah. This bad, you know. This bad.
Yes, we do have some additional questions, members. Please just get back to.
And she just start and look so. And then I see them here. The lies, you know, like you have Diana Ross and Diana Ross and who are the Supremes, right? The Supremes. You have Gladys Knight and the Pips. Eh? These are the insects. The lice. I can't put the club in under the lows. Them I don't know what them I do. 3 of them, remember you know. One of them showing as minister when you look at that two have to itch up on her. This too bad. It's embarrassing. And you tell them to go to pump valves. Look how them I go, look here.
The sitting. Member Hilton, you're first, then Buchanan, you're next.
Yeah, there.
Minister, considering that the Minister of Industry is not here today, and following on the question I posed earlier, there are 2 questions I want to have answered. And page
So now answer the man, what are the Hilton?
003, page 3.
So Hilton answer the question and should answer them. No, on a 3 blind mice, Jennifer. Come on, Jennifer, my sister, man. Jennifer, it's 3 blind lies. Correct your writing, please, and thanks. When you say mice, them feel good. They may look like lies. Mice. They may have 3 blind lies. Yes. They trade them with the... I trade them come out now. I never know how to trade them. The people vote for that one, them put them and them trade them in. Me never know. So 3 blind lies this. Yeah. 3 blind lies. You see it? Continue.
5,300. The MSME support and development. That's what it's titled. Madam Speaker, I see that the additional sum of 60 million is being voted on today.
You hear this?
The approved estimate is almost $1 billion.
So them have a next 60 million when them have vote for today. Yeah. Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy battery. Boy, but that Daddy no care what kind of 3 blind lies. Them 3 blind lies say that Daddy the battery. Me no know it never worked none at all yet. It can't answer question. That this year really carry a parliament. People, and this you not talk about for running Jamaica. Let go Andrew the worst thing this way. But you see Dr. Omar Davis as a finance minister when he might work. I'm going to show him. I'm going to show you. Them a joke. This a garbage. Me serious. This a garbage. Yeah? The man them use PR. Run with PR. And some people follow these people and them look dirty thinking PR. PR. Let me show Doctor. Hold on. Let me show Doctor. Dr. Das first. Dr. Das. Dr. Das. Questioning Mummy. Mummy return, right? Return. Okay. Dr. Das. Maybe a Dr. Das question. Maybe a Dr. Das question, yes, sir. This bad though. This a goddamn it. Hey. Boy, I mean, no Jamaica gone. People have to get serious now. People, when you hear Andrew talk, you just clap your ears and run him away, you know? 3 blind lies. No, Marshall, you're wrong again. 3 blind lies. It's a decent thing to them. Them are lies. And you can't call them 3 blind louse then. Whether crab or what. You understand? But a 3 blind lies. Depends on the house, yes. Yes, them are 3 blind lies. Me draw for Dr. Daz, yes, sir. Yes? This is a goddamn disgrace. This, let me see for this, that, no. Dr. Daz. So I'm going to put this to while. Dr. Daz. So what is? So for that one, I'm going to put on. Hold on, the wrong one, this. And this, Dr. Hold on, man. None of this, man. None of this. Wrong one that. Hold on, the people. I'm make sure I have the right one, you know. Oh, see it. Dr. Das, all right. Right. The next Dr. Das that we just have this, so. All right, I want to. All right, me go hear Dr. Das question to them because you know when you ask them the question, you know, it's bad, you know, them can't answer it, you know, them don't know what them are the 3 blind lies, man. Yeah, probably yes. 3 blind lies. Yes. Yeah. This bad door. And then put vase now where him not supposed to in the house at all. Him there do one bag of garbage. He might try to stop the people them from ask question, but we should not work. From answer the question. Remember see this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, we are getting about 3.6 billion US dollars, mostly in loans, not grants. We have hospitals, clinics, schools, houses to fix. We have infrastructure such as roads and drains to fix. When the minister gave his presentation about where that $150 billion would be going, and let us put it in perspective, this is $24 billion, sorry, 150 million US, 24 billion Jamaican dollars. He said that the restoration would be done by what, the end of February?
No.
January, as opposed to April, May, June. Now, what is the opportunity cost of bringing restoration of electricity await forward by three to 4 months? $24 billion to move restoration forward 3 to 4 months. What is the opportunity cost? What are we sacrificing? What are we sacrificing for $24 billion to be spent so that we don't wait 3 months for restoration? What can that $24 billion do when everything else that we're borrowing, it is...
What's that? See them a whisper to her. Me not tell her there. See, look there. A 3 blind lies. See them a fear whisper in her ears. I think this look good. Let me try it back. Look here again.
Restoration. What can that $24 billion do when everything else that we're borrowing...
See how much see them there? And him a write down. No, but hold on there. Hold on. See that I do not see a figurehead. So the one here, pushing speckles. She in her ears and black, 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 black. And I look, and the other one I write. She on the phone fear, and she don't know what she doing, people. She don't know what she do. The blind lies here. You know the big reverse or anything else. So him a write a school challenge, yes. Your pato. A school challenge quiz. So him a write, yeah. Yeah, him a write. A 3 blind lies. Him a write, you know. And then I wonder how we spend our ears pushing speckles. I wonder if nobody that type with the tongue, you know. Yo, Barry G, you can't say it. Let me say it again, you know, because it's so nice. Pushing speckles. It's so like some essence. Can you not say pushing? It says pushing speckles. Look at us pushing speckles, yeah. Eh? You see it? It's Jennifer. Nobody tell you tongue, you know, try it, you know, Jennifer. She know what tell her what you go say. The one they take things, pushing speckles, I tell her what you go say. This bad. Let me look at this. Look at yourself here, amount. She not do nothing, you know, look.
What can that $24 billion do when everything else that we're borrowing, it is going to come at a cost for interest rates? Who made that determination that 3 months of earlier restoration is worth $24 billion at a time like this?
I can tell you.
So member.
Minister of Finance. Minister.
And she want button. She can't button. The minister finance answer. It don't make no sense. Yeah, the minister of finance can't answer these things. A country can't run like this. She come here and tell it to JPS, the private company. Then why you take the money and let JPS? That be my follow-up question. She dead man, yeah. She bush rat. Yeah. Yeah, this is a joke. This a joke. See Bush at him take over for the other one. Because the other one, me not more, yeah. Because the other one, the triple heart bypass, you know. Jamaica can't come back from this, man. Let me tell you now, all right, listen me again. I'm going to show you something right now. Tune in, I'll show you something. Andrew, I'm in Andrew. The way are big people on us. But if we start with Andrew, you know, we don't want to put Andrew, you know. That's why I'm coming out and about creating a talk about bullshit. We don't unite with him. See? Andrew run pan PMP thing. And the pan, you know, we and discipline and prudent that Mark Golin. Have you put out this to them? I'm going to show now. Yeah? Whenever I talk about the fiscal rule, I must say, we said, him not said nothing. I'm going to show now, IMF when it come down and hear the fiscal rule was set. And at that time I run panel shooting. Fiscal, I notice, Mark Wallen write that in, you know. And Mark not say nothing to him and I run with it and a lie. Him and big dirty thinking, mama. The ultimate king and queen of lies. Creator of lies, Andrew Holness. Can you remember that Andrew, hey, nothing away, you know. And Andrew give Nigel the apple and turn him in a Nigel, you know. Nigel of a run, you know. And Andrew do them thing, you know. And him give Nigel the apple and never Eve and Nigel get the apple and deal with it. Yeah? But him couldn't take it no more and them people, them say, no, sir. And him tear down the place. That's why I'm run. Nigel was a good youth, you know. Think up with Andrew. Yeah? Andrew have to take the one of them and transform them. Them turn transformer, you know. Look at one here. Before me show you Mark Golden, look at one here. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this. This bad. She couldn't answer that. Right? I'm going to put up one here before me. I'll show you Mark Golden right now. But I'm going to put up this again. Archer, may I ask you when you see them thing and you go for them thing and Archer. Archer, time for you go for this. I'm at top of my soon and we'll see the picture here. Can I have to dry him up, you know? But Archer, you need to go for bushrat. Bushrat. For you see bushrat, you know, say I'm done, you know. You need to go for him, Archer. You go for other people, him should go for. Look here. Look at them now. Look at she now. Look at now. Look here. Them not know what if say them sit down and plan another. No one bushrat. No, some bushrat never wear. He never put on any makeup in a people. Bushrat never have any makeup. Eh? Yes. Bushrat never have any makeup, people. This is no all them to sit down there now. Hey, people. Him should have not old people woman. Him should have golden age woman. No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. By now, Archer supposed to come carry him home. Archer appears him, Archer should have come for him. Archer should have come for him, come pick him up. You can't come do this here, sir. Eh? No, Archer should have come for him. See? So him now, him in here, so I can imagine I feel Pampers him wear like Mike Henry, you know, them here, you know. Them you can't wear no underpants going at this. No. Him have to wear Pampers. Because when them and them blood a week, you know, with blue pill, you don't know, so the whole place is in there, the rank. Can you imagine? And them are PR stay in the whole place, you know. Him Pampers supposed to every pan him, you know. Eh? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, him Pampers supposed to every. Pampers and blue pill. Eh? Watch him face. And then him not put on no makeup. You know, sister, him never on any makeup. Eh? So it look bad. Move from front of the bushrat. Backside. Eh? Now you move him up, you know. Him to your man. Can you imagine, man? Eh? Can you imagine? If him, hey, Jennifer, if him never have on a film Pampers, then when I supposed to every money man get up, you know. I worries in there, you know. Because when they so old now and them stay in place, you know. Them they coming like die, you know. Staying on the seat where me and then it all rank up the whole place. Now I'm good the hey. 10 pen around good the rank, so you know. 10 pen. I me attack pen. Me attack the pen like where thing the name what boogie boy name again, boogie son name again, Damian. Me attack them big pen they like what Damian have. 10 pen, but I multiply by 10 times. They rank like them there. You know them pampas. Eh? Them they can't win and them not all them have to wear pampas. I remember when they jump asleep in them blood leak. Wicked. Now them they must they know where hey people not joker, you know. You cannot do to the country. Make you look on the fiscal discipline we are talking about. Listen this. Sir Mark Golling.
Are laws that are designed to ensure that Jamaica follows a path.
We right.
A lot of you have been inquiring about the fiscal rules. What are the fiscal rules? How did they come about? The fiscal rules are laws that are designed to ensure that Jamaica follows a path in its budgets that will result in the debt of the country being at a sustainable level. Jamaica had been suffering from a long period of time with very high levels of public debt, and that the need to service that debt had crowded out all sorts of other important expenditures on the development of the country. And the fiscal rules were implemented in their current form in or around 2013 to ensure that by March 2026, which was a deadline set in the law then, we'd have got our debt down to 60% of GDPs. GDP being the annual total output of the economy, and the debt was supposed to get down to 60% of that figure by that date. Very important, because as you apply those fiscal rules, it keeps government on a path where, building for the future, we will be able to make the necessary investments in our infrastructure, in our social services, in education and health, etc., which is what people want to see happen for the country to move forward. How did it come about? Really, it was the context of the IMF program at that time and the desire to ensure that some of the mistakes that had happened in the past were corrected by putting into the law itself the need to run a necessary surplus each year to achieve that debt target. And I was the chairman of the legislation committee of cabinet at that time as Minister of Justice, and was very involved in the writing of the law as that was eventually enacted in the...
You hear who write it, involve write that law. Because Mama P them, you know, him. Him! The man a lion, him. I'm at the minister, they saw him involved in writing that law. But Andrew said, we have physical discipline, and this man humble himself and him involved writing that law in 2013. Mark Wolin. And Andrew swing on it, you know. We get down the debt. Hear him. When them didn't, them have it of 140 odd, and we get it down to 70. There are some people like them are idiot and don't say, yeah. Because they never see me. I have finished showing these things. Can you imagine the man who write it into law? Him. And him dead and you run up and down and I climp on something when you don't do. Any party coming up power, but the PMP and the JLP, them have to follow that because them put it in a lie, you know. They put it in a law. Mark Golden was he was the minister, and they put it in a law. They write that in. Okay? Yes. Yeah? Can you imagine? But I hit Andrew run pan and I tell you, we have physical discipline and the panel platform. Me tell the same boy go see my lion. And if we start choose them, you beat it till they are my bed. Don't ease up. We will not come back here again.
Run a necessary surplus each year to achieve that debt target. And I was the chairman of the legislation committee of cabinet at that time as Minister of Justice, and was very involved in the writing of the law as that was eventually enacted in the Financial Administration and Audit Act to implement the fiscal rules. There are provisions for if there's a natural disaster, the suspension of the fiscal rules for a period of time with the permission of Parliament. And we had a suspension during the pandemic because of the massive hit that the economy took at that time as tourism and travel was shut down. And again, just this week, the Minister of Finance came and got the permission of Parliament to suspend the fiscal rules till March 2027 because of the impact of Hurricane Melissa, which, as we know, has devastated our economy. The rules do require that once the effect of that disaster is passed on the economy, or the period of suspension comes to an end, then the budgeting process has to get us back on track to get the debt down to 60% of GDP by the stipulated date. The date in the law now, since the pandemic, is March 31, 2028. But I believe that will have to be shifted back further because we know that the impact of Melissa is going to involve the government taking on some additional debt to finance the recovery. And it's going to take a while, longer than projected, to get to the 60% target. It's important to bear in mind that because the fiscal rules are written into the law, they're a guardrail that applies and binds any government. So in 2013, when we passed them into law, the PNP government, which lasted until 2016, had to abide by those fiscal rules, which we put into the law in 2013. And subsequently, the JLP government has had to abide by those rules as well. And a lot of the improvements that we've seen in terms...
Because I remember said the PNP, although them put it down, it's 25, 26, starting at 25, 26, right? It will go down to 60. Any government, you have an election and JLP, them have to continue it in a law. And you hear me tell you? Yes, in the law. Here it is.
The fiscal space and the reduced debt to GDP ratio and things that politicians like to say, take credit for are in fact really as a result of the fiscal rules being adhered to because the law requires it. And
yeah, I'm saying them take credit. Let me play it back again. Yeah.
Part of the improvements that we've seen in terms of fiscal space and the reduced debt to GDP ratio and things that politicians like to take credit for are in fact really as a result of the fiscal rules being adhered to because the law requires it. And that's why there's such an important part of our overall economic architecture and ensuring that the country stays on a sustainable path going forward. So those are the fiscal rules, why they exist, and how they came about.
Yeah, how them came about. The same thing with Andrew them around and we and physical discipline and no say not them do it, you know. Them borrow the money mass of the place and go in himself there too. Right in a law and them around with the thing with the man in hand. Them dangerous, see? You saw them bogus. It's there, you know. Okay, all right, look here. You want to see it? Look here. Watch me. Watch me now. Let me start from this. Watch this. 2015, 2014, 15.
Hello, I'm Jovan Johnson with the IMF Tracker. This week, Jamaica's debt to GDP ratio declining. IMF invites civil society to give its input on its surveillance role, and the Planning Institute of Jamaica has positive economic forecast. These stories in a moment, but first, our question of the week. What is a shoestring? Stay tuned, the answer comes up at the end of the program. Jamaica's Finance and Planning Minister Dr. Peter Phillips says the country's debt to gross domestic product GDP ratio is on a downward trajectory. By the end of the 2013-2014 fiscal year, on March 31, it's expected to be 8% lower than it was at the end of the previous fiscal year. Prior to Jamaica's agreement with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) on May 1 last year, the debt to GDP ratio was at 147%, but by the end of March it's expected to be lowered to about 139%.
People, this is what I draw back for when him does put it in. Remember them coming from the 12th, the 5th, and the 12th, 2012, you know. And them have to go and borrow back money and set this and then put this in 2013, 2014. That tell you, you know, see that? Yeah, yeah. Just this, remember, just play it back. Yeah, Dr. Peter Phillips this. Yeah, this is what Mark Willing does tell you. Make play it again. And here they are 147. This is what them take from Andrew them, you know. Andrew was the last Prime Minister before Portia win. And him I run with this thing. I said, we, them not do nothing lie. But you think them not do alright? It's the things with them run out and say, we. Them can't manage it, them can't do it because I never them do it in the first place at PMP. So them have the mind and the brain them over there for do and show them what to do and what have you. Until them don't know what them are doing. I now ask you, just watch. Listen again.
2014 fiscal year on March 31, it's expected to the country's debt to gross domestic product GDP ratio is on a downward trajectory. By the end of the 2013-2014 fiscal year on March 31, it's expected to be 8% lower than it was at the end of the previous fiscal year. Prior to Jamaica's agreement with the International Monetary Fund, IMF,
prior to the agreement, hear how much it was?
On May 1 last year, the debt to GDP
May 1 last year. I hear how much was the debt before them signed this.
GDP ratio was at 147%, but by the end of March it's expected to be lowered to about 139%. Speaking at a forum recently, the finance minister said unless Jamaica has a wish for national suicide, the government has no option but to make the current economic support program with the IMF a success.
You hear what I'm saying in our suicide? Them people that talk to you straight. See to me straight. Look here.
The IMF is seeking civil society's views on how to improve the effectiveness of its surveillance.
About Jennifer. But have them in our show them. We don't just want to.
Surveillance refers to the fund's role in overseeing the international monetary system and the monitoring of the economic and financial policies of its 188 member countries. The consultation with the civil society organizations will form part of the 2014 Triennial Surveillance Review. This review is a periodic evaluation of how well the IMF assesses the risks and prospects for economies around the world. The IMF says its consultations on the 2014 review will be opened until April 30. Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Colin Bullock, says the short-term prospects for the Jamaican economy during the March 2014 quarter are positive. He says this is based on expectations of heightened confidence. Mr. Bullock says the heightened confidence results from the successful completion of the third quarterly review of Jamaica's IMF program. Meanwhile, he says the main impetus for inflation during January was largely due to higher prices for the categories furnishings, household equipment and routine household maintenance. And
see, so when you have people around this, them not hide nothing from you, no look. IMF, look. I have them. See them here?
As you heard earlier, Christine Lagarde, the Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund IMF, is in Jamaica on official business. Madame Lagarde, who is a native of France, was elected Managing Director of the multilateral agency on June 28, 2011, succeeding Dominic Strauss-Kahn. Her visit to Jamaica underscores the fund's support for Jamaica's economic reform program and signals her commitment to assisting the wider Caribbean. Just last week, the executive board of the IMF confirmed that Jamaica successfully passed all 4 tests on the year 1 of the extended fund facility.
And the year 1, Jamaica passed all 4 tests. As she, when Andrew talk about, I'm not paying them devalue money. The money they overvalue at them, IMF tell them to not have to devalue it. It's right there, everything right there. Andrew gonna play politics, you know. And I treat them and them around and down like them are idiot and the things right here. See? And I hit him down now, I boast about. See that?
The country is set to receive another $70.9 million, bringing total disbursements to date to $414.4 million.
In the first year of program implementation, key reforms that had been pending for a long time.
So, mama, people borrow enough less for put back the country for 400 million USDs. When them say right, so fear money or no, like them big money where you see them borrow, the money where Andrew them borrow, I mash up that 1.27 billion. Them are release the next money or put it 400 million. You see it? She borrow less for straight no things. Andrew spend more, I mash up more. Yeah, man.
Were implemented. In particular, the tax incentive legislation approved by Parliament in December 2013.
Yeah, when she talk about it there, 2030. Listen again, Andrew, and learn, boy, fiscal discipline.
Reforms that had been pending for a long time were implemented. In particular, the tax incentive legislation approved by Parliament in December.
Yeah, when it approved, yeah, the legislation, yeah. Just a 2014, yeah, chatted about it too. And you one Mark just tell you, I'm West the tracker. No follow them. All right. When it approved, ma'am. So when about talk about we have fiscal discipline and
time were implemented. In particular, the tax incentive legislation approved by Parliament in December 2013 and the fiscal rule approved in March 2014.
Yeah, this.
But there are other major reforms that are...
Yeah, 2013 and 2014, the rules and everything, them approved them. And she said that reform. Not Andrew Wallet. We have physical discipline, are we? Not him. The PMP do it. Mark himself was there. I signed it in a law. And Andrew had to take all these things like him, you know. This one dishonest and lie and terrible. Him not do nothing. And the minions them are run up and down. Listen, it's simple. You know, some like to them kind of, you want me like to them kind of show you. Marilyn, big up yourself. You me like to them show you. Me like, me no want just come and talk, black, 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 like them. I want the proof of the thing. See the woman, yeah? Yes. Say, I'm a lady and she come in and you want to show you what them do and who get the money and like them say, oh, she never there, she never. See, yeah. And she tell us that them for devalue the money because it overvalued now. And she tell them where for the feet of real value. And I tell them everything, right? Watch.
On the must-do list, including improving the collection of taxes.
Big Mama still owe tax, ma'am. You hear what she said them for do? Because for the big boy, them never that pay here.
So that there is no evasion. And there is collection.
And collection.
Modernizing the public sector and improving the business climate in order to pursue the attractiveness of Jamaica, which has caused foreign direct investment to significantly improve and increase over the last 12 months.
Over the last 12 months.
Consistent implementation of these reforms will boost investor confidence and growth.
We are making further improvements in the business environment and implementing major projects in a timely way to serve as catalysts for growth and development.
Yeah.
It is also the shared commitment of the government and the IMF that vital social safety net programs will be maintained to protect the most vulnerable.
So yeah, Andrew, the safety net, I see come with all of these things too. Put in the safety net and do them thing, you know. Partition them too. Now for them, they you understand? They part program and enough more the program, them have the safety net. PMP do it.
Even as we press ahead with economic transformation.
The economic transformation, Andrew start to use the murder now, you know.
Lagarde also responded to concerns about the slide in the value of the Jamaican dollar.
I think you have to look back to where we were a year ago.
Yeah.
Where growth was collapsing, employment was going up.
Yeah. Just a look back a year ago. Everything collapsed and everything. Come on up here, if you go in there, go change up the one of these things. Yeah? Play it back. Come back. You hear what she said? Play again.
Madame Lagarde also responded to concerns about the slide in the value of the Jamaican dollar.
Everything did collapse.
I think you have to look back to where we were a year ago. Where growth was collapsing, employment was going up, where reserves were running out, and where Jamaica was bleeding its reserves in order to support a currency that was clearly overvalued. So as a result of that, and to give all levers to the Jamaican authorities, and I'm talking here about the finance minister and the governor of Central Bank, it was necessary to determine a devaluation of the currency so that it could be at the right level of appreciation. It was clearly overappreciated. A lot has been done.
Jamaican government must get up and the money lose some value. The program that the IMF them say it overvalued the Sarita 1-1. They might tell them if you adjust and say no, this needs to be value. Go to it right value. See that?
There's still a little way to go, not much, still a little way to go. But it's clearly on the net value that you have to determine that devaluation. I don't like to use the word devaluation, and I prefer to use the word right valuation.
Yes,
Because it
it's
may
right
well be down the
valuation.
road,
Okay.
as the program proceeds, as growth picks up,
Okay.
and as the reserves build up, that it will not be devaluation forever, and it might revaluate. Okay?
Yeah.
So, right valuation has to do with determining the right currency level on the basis of production factors, on the basis of inflation differential, on the basis of competitiveness factors. Jamaica has the IMF full support. We stand ready to help in any way we can.
Yeah.
Of course, it is up to the Jamaicans, with the public and private sector working in close harmony, to build a bright future.
Jamaica thanks Madame Lagarde and her team for the policy advice, technical assistance, and financial support, which have provided valuable contribution. It proved valuable in our continuing quest for economic prosperity.
You see it? So these things that we have, when Andrew come up, we alone, and them do it. I see Mark Rowley, Mama P, Dr. Peter Phillips, the PNP put it in. Them mash up the place. Them terrible. Continue.
2015, file your employer's annual returns online.
No
lines, no hassle. Tax
So may I show them, say them all are filed online. From when
Administration of Jamaica TAJ will be implementing the mandatory electronic filing of all employers' annual returns. So get with the program.
Can file per online. So Andrew come and say you can't file per online now. And some people how do you know them have it before?
And to save time and energy. For more information, call 1-888-TAX-HELP. That's 1-888-829-4357 or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm.
On Wednesday, the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Peter Phillips, closed the budget debate. We brought into studio two of the country's prominent financial analysts to break down the government's plans for the upcoming fiscal year, including intended growth outcomes. Listen now for their take on the government's fiscal plans.
Listen to this, people.
It is because we are honoring our commitments and passing the test, while Jamaican businesses and individuals are benefiting from the lowest interest rates in decades. It is because we are honoring our commitments and passing the test.
By the way, when you notice when you see Dr. Phillips, them man, anybody of them man over the PNP, them stand up. You know, see two more lies. You know, see no lies around here, so. You know, see no three blind lies. You see Dr. Phillips? Round there, so you see Mummy and two more blind lies with her, three blind lies.
While Jamaican home buyers are getting the benefit of single-digit mortgage rates.
Single-digit.
With lending rates trending even lower to make housing available to the Jamaican people.
Thanks for joining us for this special JIS presentation looking at the 2015-2016 budget. And with me to discuss issues related to the Minister's presentation as well as related issues, we have in our studios the CEO of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Mr. Dennis Chung, and well-known financial analyst and preeminent financial journalist, Ralston Hyman. First, Dennis, your overall reaction to the presentation.
The presentation, no, I think it was a good presentation.
Yeah,
nothing new revealed. I think he just, went over some of the issues that need to be clarified.
But you clarified a number of issues.
Yes. And I think that's important, coming at the end of
it could come to nothing false to That means the people them put it on a set it, hear him? All right. I know why I'm to clarify them because Andrew has spread propaganda. Andrew talk about pass the growth test, and you're going to pass IMF test after them, at them go back to IMF and mash up the place. No, I must say, we have physical discipline when the PNP said physical discipline. Continue.
Want any questions or any doubts to be left hanging. So it's important to clarify the issues that arise. So I mean, we'd expect that this would come out of it, of the debate.
The main things that jumped out at you, Ralston, and which are salient for discussion in your view?
Well, you know, as a matter of clarity, the minister again reiterated that the budget laid the foundation for accelerated economic growth.
True.
It met our commitments to our international partners to pay down the debt and the people of Jamaica to provide basic social services while accelerating.
This up 2015, you know, people. Before them come in, hear this.
Accelerating economic growth. It is fundamental that we stick to this timetable. The minister reinforced the need
When I say it's fundamental, so we stick to the timetable. Yeah? Hear this now. Hear this. Hear this.
Pay down the debt because the trajectory we're on is to reduce the debt to GDP ratio from 145% in 2012 to 96% by 2020 and to the internationally accepted norm of 60% by 2025. This is extremely important.
So you say it was that thing was set. It's a 2015 when I talk. But you hear the IMF lady come and tell it too. Hold on, Papa. Hold on. Let me play this first. Wait. Wait, Papa. No, man. No. That's the food here. That's the food. But I give no trouble now, man. Wait, man. No, but I give no trouble now. Let me play this. I'll put out that the food a little bit in the morning.
Academic exercise. And we want our people to understand
if
you owe too much money, then you'll have to be transferring the resources to servicing that debt. So you have very little resources if you bring it down to a household to fix the house, to expand the house, to buy basic food and services, as well as to provide education for your children. A nation is no different. So we need to pay down the debt so we can concentrate more resources on improving the country's social and economic infrastructure, educate our people, and to become more competitive in the international economy.
So you himself carry it down and want for do we can pay more and do this. No, Andrew, this is the thing where Andrew run with. We are European, we have physical discipline, and not him set it. And Mark, I'm a pay. And then Mark are the one where write it into law too. And write that in a law. And Andrew run with it, you know. That for sure, it's the man bogus. It's here. So when Ralston talk about it, in every 2015 with Ian Boney, you must say, you have to keep and make sure that and that by 2025 it will come down to like 60%. No, because that thing was said. Play it back and listen again, people.
And partners to pay down the debt and the people of Jamaica to provide basic social services while accelerating economic growth. It is fundamental that we stick to this timetable. The minister reinforced the need to pay down the debt because the trajectory we're on is to reduce the debt to GDP ratio from 145% in 2012 to 96% by 2020 and to the internationally accepted norm of 60% by 2025. This is extremely important. It's not an academic exercise. And we want our people to understand if you owe too much money, then you'll have to be transferring the resources to servicing that debt. So you have very little resources if you bring it down to a household to fix the house, to expand the house, to buy basic food and services, as well as to provide education for your children. A nation is no different. So we need to pay down the debt so we can concentrate more resources on improving the country's social and economic infrastructure, educate our people, and to become more competitive in the international economy. So the budget lays the foundation for that. You also made a point about being accurate despite the fact that we're politicking. The orderly dissemination of accurate information is of paramount importance to the smooth functioning of our markets. Now, the point being made, and I have interest here, the National Insurance Fund remains viable. The net assets of the National Insurance Fund is $71.3 billion. If you look at all the NIF's numbers, we are beating inflation. And the fact of the matter is that an actuarial review has already been done, and those matters are under consideration. There are certain institutions which we must not try to politicize. So I'm one with the minister on that.
Yeah. And I think the minister has advanced this whole discussion, Ralston and Dennis, of the passing of the IMF test, the rigorous pursuit of the economic reform program, and the people's test.
he might tell you about the economic program with them set. But Andrew adapt this now and I tell the people like him do it and government do it. If you carry it down there, you like what it said, and it have to do, you know, because it passed the law. Then Andrew I take that's him and you know on the fiscal discipline of my government. You piece of crap, yo. It's a I'm lying and dangerous, you know. See them there? Yes. It's bad.
Tess, I think that he made the point very forcefully that the things that are being done are laying the foundation for and are creating the conditions for the growth.
Yeah. This is 2015, you know, Andrew in power. Well, you see the IMF lady come down and tell you where they have gone and then when them put it in our pass. So Andrew I go on and say, we in the JP and physical discipline on my party is that brother, if me tell you lie. And dangerous. Andrew, you're supposed to know so one of them are tape. You don't know something I do for them. And I'm more talk now when I remember say, yeah, let me tell you where you could get way. Yeah, where you could get one of the people in our cities. That are back in the days when you don't have TVJ. I even ever see them on TVJ now, but we don't have nothing like this online thing now. So can them now play it, you know. And remind the people, you know, so you could get way. No, we have it, they can't get way.
And for the social development of people.
Most certainly, one of the things that we have been seeing in recent times because of the competitive politics, people are positing the view that passing the IMF test is different from the passing the people's test. There's no dichotomy or no difference for the simple man between passing IMF test and people's test. What we want our people to understand is that we have a major debt problem and the IMF is the lender of last resort. When nobody else is willing to lend you, the IMF will lend you. When you're getting money from the IMF, you'll also be able to get money from the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, the European Union, the private capital markets look to the IMF for signals. So if you don't pass the IMF test, then you don't get any money from these institutions. So it means it affects your education program, your road building program, your social security program, your investment program. So passing the IMF test is integral to getting money from these institutions, as well as to improve investor confidence. It is investor confidence which drives investments, and it is investments which drives jobs and growth. So passing the IMF test lays the foundation for access.
So I'm tell you, when you pass the IMF test, you get the money from what. So this is what the PMP do. And put it in the law. Them smarty. If them never in the law, then the country, you know, when you answer the pan, we, and you know why we never do nothing because we are paid on the debt. It's written a law. So them do not care who in the debt of the continue pay down. And pull it down. And I answer do it. Them not touch it. And we say, Ligel come now and give, you know, post the same similar and Dr. Peter Phillips, you know, give them flowers and say yes. You know, well, you know, it wasn't a collaboration, that was a lie to the people. Them. So when them do them sit down and look at what PMP do and say, yeah, but we just run with this and tell the people them because PMP no boast and blow on, you know. In a real life, PMP no boast and blow on, them just do them thing. In a real life, them no understand them blow on. Go check Terry Langton and Queenie, them blow on. And them boast in a real life. So, you know, in a politics and out of politics, them blow on. Them a hand blower, trumpet blower, them dangerous, and them lie. See? Yes. Look at Dr. Peter Phillips' interview now with the same thing. He must show you all the places it's and what they do. Hear this. Hear this.
From Jamaica. Mr. Phillips, thank you so much for being here today. Jamaica earlier this year signed an economic adjustment program with the IMF, the IDB and the World Bank.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, people, economic adjustment program. Yeah,
you just had the first review. How are things going and how is it affecting average Jamaicans on the street?
It is a difficult program for the population as a whole. The program was made possible because of a series of prior actions that were insisted upon by the fund that involved wage restraint by public sector workers. It involved a haircut on net present value for the bondholders of Jamaican securities, and it has certainly involved major increases in tax revenue that has affected all the population. So it's been a difficult program. It has involved tremendous hardships for ordinary people. It is true that
so the man when you talk to them, the man do not tell you say, your son honey a flow. Him tell you say the place mash up and it's a hard program, but the right thing you have to do to take them out of this. Because IMF now lend them money for that's why again, you know. And to them right off the economy, you know, my boost, you know. When they go about the money and then them not pay it up and they write it off. See that?
the pain does come before the gain,
Yeah,
but we are expecting that we will begin to see the results in greater levels of economic activity, greater levels of export activity, a contraction of our balance of payments deficits on current account, and that the foundations of the economy should get stronger over time. I'm expecting that we will see a return to growth in the figures for the second quarter.
But this is issue that Jamaica has failed programs before, and this program, though it's very front-loaded, it's still very, it has gaping vulnerabilities. I mean, how do you know that this isn't going to be thrown off course as well?
I think it is the case that ourselves and indeed other small states face considerable vulnerabilities in what is still a very fragile global environment, economic environment. There is always the almost certainty of climate-related disasters occurring in the Caribbean each year during the hurricane season. We are going to be affected also by longer-term developments in relation to climate change. And I think that increasingly, the good news of that is that increasingly the international community and the multilateral organizations are recognizing that special attention needs to be paid to the circumstances of small states, and in this instance to the circumstances of Caribbean states, and that a rethink of the issue of how to speed up the growth dynamic in the Caribbean is also on the agenda for discussion.
But yeah, lots of these small countries, small states, as you mentioned, are in the Caribbean, and the Caribbean itself seems to be trapped in a bit of an economic morass. I mean, what's the situation out there when you look at some of your neighbors?
You know, like with them people like Dr. Phillips and thing, you are interviewed and thing, Andrew does PLI. We on this, when do him tell you the truth. Him not tell us, well, we put it in now on everybody, and I know you mentioned the JLP, them mash up the place. He may say 2009 and he tell us the turnover, but you ever hear him come and like him and go after them and attack them? Leave that to Andrew. Edmund Rich are the best place them bill. You take off people a bag of money. Yeah? Leave it to Andrew and them propagandas. Yeah, man.
As well.
I think one thing to notice is that the global crisis of 2008.
All right, you see, you when say the global crisis of 2008. Them are tell him no come and say, well, you know, and you still JLP run go borrow and them couldn't manage and them not pay down this and them him smooth with this. Them not play the game there. They're more professional, yeah? Yes. If I answer this, you know, you answer say that them not do nothing. Yes, still man even for the PMP thing with them set. And I'll take a credit fee too, you know. But them not do nothing at all. Make it worse.
Has probably had the most severe and the most prolonged impact in the Caribbean. The economies are small in size and for the most part tourist-dependent economies. Developments in the United States devastated these economies. The tourism earnings went down sharply.
Remember,
debt rose, remittance.
Remember, I tell you what go down. But him not say, and the JLP no manager it good and him just tell us say it go down in a them time there and thing. I know him not drop word pan them, cause true him attack, you know. The thing go down, that this happen. And you know, it's 2008, 2009 this. But him not card them. You notice him no fling no spear pan them and say this and that. Him talk overall for the country. And Andrew come up with them kind of politics and tell lie to the people, you know. Yes, still at them mash up this. Yeah, continue.
Flows were also affected negatively. And now there is a tremendous debt overhang. Probably a
so I'm tell you, everything will get affected, and him say no, that tremendous debt. So he mentioned them. Yo, Barry J, you mentioned the JLP them and this happening under the JLP. What you notice him mention them none at all. Him attack as a government, but like him in charge same way, although that did a one. Bamboo what and Andrew get a little part of the prime ministership. You notice him not call them name and say nothing. He does tell you what happened. And the time the ear, you know, say about them, and you know, we know at them still, and them go buy the money. Because we have that too, we know we live through it. But him not drop word, and him just do true interview, speak true to power, without he drop one word upon them and say, you know, say, them never handle it right, and him just tell you what, mate, mash it up. So this is what we have to do. See there? Play it back. See that?
prolonged impact in the Caribbean. The economies are small in size and for the most part tourist-dependent economies. Developments in the United States devastated these economies. The tourism earnings went down sharply. Debt rose, remittance flows were also affected negatively. And
but they say people and them never put nothing there, still them go and borrow money and they mash up the money too. And come finishing the country. But I know the man no come and say, you know, and make more want them. Because I want them. And this is what them do, and this them do this, but them just tell you overall, him not do that. You see it? Continue.
Now there is a tremendous debt overhang. Probably about half of the CARICOM states have or are about to enter into an IMF adjustment program. The only sure way out of this is growth.
Growth.
To return to growth is also going to involve fiscal consolidation. Certainly we in Jamaica accept the necessity of fiscal consolidation and fiscal prudence, and indeed the establishment of such rules as we can to ensure that we never again have such a massive debt buildup that...
You tell you that we never again have such a... And I'm not drop the word pandemic. Never again have a massive debt buildup. And I'm not drop the word pandemic. You hear what I'm saying? See that? He might tell you, see that?
The necessity of fiscal consolidation and fiscal prudence and...
Yeah, the same fiscal prudence and consolidation from more time out. Well, Andrew run with now. We, fiscal consolidation, fiscal prudence. And the man has said it. Like the other day, I talk about collab, or even collab, when you're never in a power. The man them said there, you know, say, well, them do it, so we have to continue and them do it. And like we are doing nothing to it. It's set. It's a compulsory. This have to pay down each every year. It have to just continue to pay down. Same like how them set it. We can't do nothing to it. It's signing a law. Him not say that. Eh? You know things that Andrew come up with some things and him break guys them and then put it in a play. No. This is how Andrew lie and take credit. Like him take credit for the road. Me show you when everything pass and the blueprint them there. And you hear say the road for one nigga to down. Me have them there, you know. Can me show them? Don't me show you? Me show you, don't it? Me have it, me show it, but I not stop straight. Andrew too lie. You understand him dangerous? Play about this.
The establishment of such rules as we can to ensure that we never again have such a massive debt buildup that puts future generations through the travail that we have had to go through.
You hear what I'm saying? Never again. No, and you come now have somebody coming in and have the PMP them do this. And you know, Salah, you tell. You know, who do this. Them man come straight. The same mark goal in man, no one run. We save on a life. Because Andrew don't mash you up. When you make Andrew come go and talking, Andrew can't run the country, you know. Everything when that run out far away, you see my fix some blueprint will leave back there. Them never know that. He can't run the country. Yeah, man. Come pick up yourself. See there? Man, say never again.
Finance Minister Phillips, thank you very much for being here.
I say and speak truth to power. He might go tell it must never happen again, but I know I'm not dropping what I say. And the labor right them and them no hear. And them wickedness are dark there. Them man are professional. Some talk on it like from a government perspective, or the place is mash up, and what them have to do and bring it back. So I'm not drop word upon them directly, you know, I'm going to tell the truth. Say, well, this thing turn over them nothing, and this must never happen again for the future, so them put them in a law. And you know, go on and drop word. Edman Ridge, him said them are the best. So right now, see the man them have to put in partition out of black and everything. Ox them place, oh God, and them still have to pay them rent, them mortgage. That goddamn disgrace. Yeah. You understand? It's bad. Let me look at Damien Crawford question when I'm asked. Let me look at Damien Crawford question when I'm asked. They insect them, yes. The tree lice them because a tree, you know. Yes. Tree blind lice, and mice, and tree blind lice. Damien Crawford. Let me look for Damien Crawford thing, you know. Damien. All right, Damien Crawford. Sita.
The loan to JPS of approximately 23 billion Jamaican, is that in addition to the 45 million US dollars that they received from the self-insurance?
Yeah, remember the 150 million is a loan from the Ministry of Finance and well, it's a loan from the government, you know, operationalized by the Ministry of Finance and
now. Yeah, this now. It's a loan from the Minister of Finance, you know. So because the Minister of Finance are part of the government, say, but a Minister of Finance, you know, it's a loan from the government, operationalized by the Minister of Finance. Which minister ever you say that? You hear this? Eh? You hear this? All right. Continue.
Minister, the loan to JPS of approximately 23 billion Jamaican, is that in addition to the 45 million US dollars that they received from the self-insurance?
Yeah, remember the 150 million is a loan from the Ministry of Finance and well, it's a loan from the government.
Yeah, there. Minister of Finance
operationalized by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
So in addition, all right. So the JPS loan that was given by the Ministry of Finance, do you have the current interest rate that was agreed to?
5.5%.
5.5%. Are we correct that the projected rate of borrowing that the government can achieve is approximately 12 to 15% projected?
The average rate, member, and if you look at our debt profile publication, you will see that it is in the single-digit range.
Yes, so can you give me a better understanding? Is it?
No, the man, but she said, "Kawai." Look at the thing with them game, the birds are there. You see that single, him just ask a question he can't answer, our brain no good. She feel not golden age one. Our brain no good. Me go pick out the pampas them here. Just listen to answer ya.
is approximately 12 to 15% projected?
Projected.
The average rate, member, and if you look at our debt profile publication.
Oh, if you're telling about publication, you are the minister, you don't know. She don't know. Hey, people, she will get fired, you know. Jamaica in a worse trouble, you know. This is a figurehead. Look at Pandela 2 rounds. She can't answer nothing. This is a goddamn disgrace. So anyway, she go now, you have to have them. You have to have the turkey with a vulture and the 2 wing with it. Attach on to it. Because without the 2 wing, the turkey vulture can't fly, right? Yeah? The turkey vulture can't fly without the 2 wings. So this is it feel bad that you porridge boss. Eh? This is a goddamn disgrace. See? This is a goddamn disgrace. Can't believe this. Play it again.
You will see that it is in the single-digit range.
Yes, so can you give me a better understanding? Is it 3%, 7%, 8%?
Were to average that across the entire portfolio, it still comes back to a single-digit number.
Yeah, madam.
What she say? Him ask if I come to 15%, I tell me 8%. It still come back to single digit. Single digit are 1, you know, to 9, you know. So what she has 1% or a single digit, you know, not double digit, right? Single digit, right? Him say 8, he can say 9% what? You are tell him, they are say when it come back to single digit. But enough single digit right there. Me not understand this. Yeah, again.
Were to average that across the entire portfolio, it still comes back to a single-digit number.
Yeah, Madam Minister, single digit can vary from 10 to 9. So I'm asking if you can give us a ballpark, a range of where the average interest rate would be. As it relates to the 3.6 billion US dollars, approximately, that's what, 500 billion Jamaican, is any portion of that to be in this supplementary budget?
Talking about.
In the House, the Prime Minister indicated that they were likely to take up the loan because they were previous projects that were in train. Wouldn't those previous projects already identify capital, or would those previous projects would have just been sitting in limbo without any identification of capital?
No, but listen back to her. She just said single digit. I mean, under which one of the digit them you deal with, ma'am? She said still work out to single digit. Me can't understand this. One is a single digit, 2 a single digit, 3, 4, 5. You see what single digit you have? She said still work out 2. I define and minister this. Can't answer question, you know. Eh? This is a goddamn disgrace. Eh? Look on this.
Or to average that across the entire portfolio, it still comes back to a single-digit number.
Yeah, Madam Minister, single digit can vary from 10 to 9. So I'm asking if you can give us a ballpark, a range of where the average interest rate would be. As it relates to the 3.6 billion US dollars, approximately, that's what, 500 billion Jamaican, is any portion of that to be in this supplementary budget?
Talking about.
In the House, the Prime Minister indicated that they were likely to take up the loan because they were previous projects that were in train. Wouldn't those previous projects already identify capital, or would those previous projects would have just been sitting in limbo without any identification of capital?
I'm going to play Julian too, you know. I'm going to play one more of them here. You can't believe this? No, but it's embarrassing, Rosalie. No, it can't, no, man. Come on now. Come on now. She said, okay, what you do is I come back to a single digit. That can't be an answer, you know. It can't be no answer. That can't, hey. This is a joke. They make a mockery. That's what I go on. And then Angelo run out and talk about one bag of foolishness. People, the man, they might take people for idiots, you know. Yeah? Remember play next. Remember play next. PMP, MP ask question same time. Yeah, remember play one more. And then I play Julian too, you know. Play this.
What I want to find out is whether the increased allocation to the Ministry of Education is the correction of an error, or it is a fresh allocation based on new information post the PAAC.
It is.
Yeah, but the answer wasn't, the response was not. She didn't answer the question.
There's an amount that was put into the contingency fund.
Hold on. So when she talk, I one day in a few years after tell her to talk. Is a repeat of this hour. Is a programmer, are the programmer then here? The program this talk, Mummy return. This bad. So them have to talk in a look here. Play it back. Play it.
So, Minister, what I want to find out is whether the increased allocation to the Ministry of Education is the correction of an error, or it is a fresh allocation based on new information post the PAAC. Yeah, but the answer wasn't, the response was not. She didn't answer the question.
There's an amount that was put into the contingency fund in finance, specifically to finance those requests, those Melissa-related requests when they come in. As you know, well over, I think the number is about 160 or 168 or so schools were damaged. The Ministry of Education had to send out their assessors to assess the damage. We knew that they would come with a significant request, and so that allocation in the contingency would be taken out at that time when they come, you know, with the size and the quantum of their request.
So is it that ahead of the tabling of the supplementary last week, this information was not available because it was not placed there? So it suggests that it is either an error or new information came in. I'm not clear what it is. So was it just a placeholder last week?
So I'm advised by the FS that the details.
I was advised by the FS that the details. You're the finance minister. For Christ's sake, you're supposed to speak fluent, ma'am. You're slow, you're stutter. I don't know. What is pan Jamaica, man? Our Jamaica know, what Jamaica people. I was white for them teeth for people. Oh, these are crosses are rolling up on people, man. Innocent people when they're in Andrew one listen in foolishness. Oh, people stomach them, man. What is? This is more than national, international disgrace. Look here.
It was not available at the time of preparation of the document.
Okay, so you used the best figure that you had at the time.
Used it right and
no, I'm clear on the set aside, Minister.
No, but here this Rosalie. Rosalie, the PMP, if you ask them this, we make the people them see how them are deal with, you know. Can them just put up foolishness, and you can't put up foolishness when you have bright people, unless I ask a question. It don't go show you around yourself. See the pan, them the pan on, but them put up on the thing when them put on TV when them are challenged there. Them put them carry see them have remember they're supposed to have finance minister can stand up on them one. Them have to carry a bag of people with she. She alone can't talk. She have figurehead, them put her there. When them want money, them just give you the money and we will do this, and she have to just run it. So Andrew them around the thing, not she, She can't stand up to the country, She a figurehead. Yeah? Continue.
Mr. What I wasn't clear on is the significant difference that would have, which I welcome because 1 million per school was way inadequate.
No, that was just for cleanup.
15.
1 million per school for cleanup. Remember, you couldn't give 1 million per school when some school might have damage more. So you're going to see the whole of this liquor for that kind of thing, or you give 1 million per school. Me think you said she go assess. If you assess something, I'll be a shit them I tell you. Because no care where you do, everything can damage the same way. 180, so you give 1 million, 180 million, so 1 million per school. Although this have more damage. But I mean, more for go fix, more for go clean, more debris and everything. 1 million for every school, and this just maybe just lose couple piece of thing. Or you give 1 million right across the board. But when it comes to the MP, them look on the PAP and say, we're not get too much damage. We are going to, well, we are get 10 million, yes, we're going to 5 run, yes, we're going to 3 run, yes. But with the school, they give everybody 1 million same way. That makes sense, people. Country not running. Continue.
2007, Minister. I want to direct you there. On page 4 on the revised, the amendment. Last week at PAAC, we had asked for an explanation on the 848,400,000, which the supplementary budget said was additional requirement for the Constituency Development Fund. And we were unable to place it in terms of the information we have where the CDF is concerned. Your revised numbers indicate that 747,400 of that have been moved to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and Infrastructure Development for implementation of the special end-of-year constituency-based disaster mitigation. That leaves $101 million, which I'm assuming the remark and classification remains, which is additional requirement for the Constituency Development Fund. Can you explain?
All right, I'm advised that the 747 million for the special end-of-year constituency-based disaster mitigation was placed in head 1500, which is the office 15,000, which is the office of the Prime Minister. But it was inadvertently allocated there. So it has been transferred since then to head 1900, which is the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development, to be utilized by the NWA as follows: National Cleanup and Resilience Building Program, 630, and targeted responses to urgent and emerging needs, 220 million.
Which leaves a balance of $101 million. Can you indicate what that represents and whether it's still under the classification of additional requirement for the Constituency Development Fund?
This is a joke.
Instead of 747, it's now 850.
Well, what I'm seeing, Minister, on page 4 of...
This time, they will shall whisper, the other one, look there. Them have to take up this issue. This is a goddamn, this is a garbage.
Your revised document, I'm seeing 747, which was revised from OPM. So I'm trying to get an understanding of the remainder.
Member, we'd have to get an explanation for that 101 million from the office of the Prime Minister. I don't know.
They must get explanation. And the finance minister will even money this, you know. From the office of the Prime Minister, she have to get explanation. She if you know where money go and how money I spend. That's why you're finance minister. So when the money I go out, if I 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, she can't tell you why she sent it to the Prime Minister. That she ever go get no man. Me can't deal with this, you know. Me have to go cool out me, you know. I'm gonna play one more, me can't deal with this too. It's a garbage. Yeah, continue.
Thank you, Minister. In your presentation last week, you said already our international partners have indicated that within that package that's announced, there's about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for a loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us so we get back the liquidity. Minister, would you agree that just based on the questions asked earlier and the answers that you have given, that that statement is premature and the loan is at now speculative at best?
What do you mean by speculative?
Yeah, what do you mean? Be careful with that, you know. Yeah.
Meaning the loan is not there. It depends on JPS and the multilaterals working out an agreement for that loan to become available.
We've given our undertaking to JPS.
No, Minister, I'm speaking specifically to, I quoted you from the Hansard, where you said the 450 million, what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us. I'm asking if that was accurate or if you will accept that that was a premature statement.
It was a statement that we believe will happen because...
What is? That's the statement we believe will happen because...
You wish along with you, Minister. Thanks.
Jesus, wisdom. And what is them have done this to people? Oh God, man. Eh? A double one me when I get, I'm gonna put up Julian fast and because I can't take them for listening no more, you know. But I'm gonna play Julian. I'm gonna play the Julian. Julian, I'm gonna play fast because she mash up all of my ears right now, you know. Yeah? No man, she mash up my ears, man. I'm gonna play this.
Before I go to my substantive questions, I would also like to highlight that going forward, the report from the Independent Fiscal Commission should be tabled at the same time that the supplementary is tabled. I know you have done so today, and I see it as one of the tabled documents, but it's important for our own analysis of the supplementary. And I know it's not required by law for you to do so, but for good governance and transparency, that we have it at the same time as the supplementary going forward, so we can have an independent analysis of what you are presenting to us. In terms of my...
Member, just to note that that report, when asked for, it was sent to Parliament within a day or two.
I know, no. So we, I see.
Within a day, R2. It was sent to Parliament within a day, R2. Which one? Can't be the two of them, you know.
It has a table document today, but I'm just saying going forward, when it is sent to you by law, and I'm just asking if we are, for future reference, when you table the supplementary, that you table it at the same time, so we have the benefit of it prior to it being tabled now. In terms of the substantive question, first one relates to JPS. I have seen in the media where you have finalized the terms of the loan to the JPS. Could you indicate what those terms are in terms of the tenor of the loan and the interest rate? And I ask within the context of a concern that consumers will have about being charged higher bills to facilitate the repayment of this loan? So that's my first question.
Well, remember the terms of the loan to JPS is 5 years at 5.5%.
Can you
indicate which government agency is the official agency providing the loan?
Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
Or the
So you send people to Pumbals. She's sick, you know.
Ministry directly. Okay. There was, related to JPS, there was a allocation or a figure of 450 million US, not in the supplementary, but part of the overall loan package that the international financial institutions were providing, a part of the $6.7 billion. Could you provide some clarity as to what that 450 million US allocated or earmarked for JPS would be used for?
So how you figure on 450 when them say them not give them no more money? That Pumba say, you know. People have to get rid of them people are fast, you know. The man them look front of me and lock off digital and lock off the other one floor. With the 7 machine, man, look them spin up something that them they did all stop with them control. Thief! Election and this matter. You see, but man and nation do them never good for money. That expose one of them, you know. Jamaica mash up. Can't build back so easy. Continue. Look there. People, fishy answer. Puss. I want everyone can say it with me now. Look in our ears, people. Puss in speckles. In our ears. No period. You know, you have to put the S front tight so you type your tongue. Yeah? Fabian, never say it with me now. Puss in speckles. In her ears before she answers, she can't answer straight. Yeah? And what's that? A school challenge quiz. Oh, Dennis a questionnaire. Look here now. Look here. So them cut it off. Look there. And she look bad now. Look how she go. Look here now. Yes. I don't know, she can't answer, you know. Look here.
So, member, the Ministry of Energy could give you further details, but in essence, this facility would be available to JPS, as they had indicated that there was a need for additional funding.
So the man said them not get no more funding. Oh, you got 450 million now. Remember, I can't play Pumbas. I say, him nah, no more, no. They said that's so, and them not get no more. Oh, you reach a 450 million, nearly $500 million. Oh, you reach 450 million now. Oh! This matter now. You hear this? You hear this, people? People also start fix back here. Continue.
We would like for the 150 million that was allocated to them as a loan, for that to...
So the rest are allocated to them as a loan. I get the money. Where do I get the rest from?
Come back to us out of this facility, but all of that is left to be worked out.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, we have provided an upfront loan of 150. The international financial institutions have made a provision of 450 million, which JPS can draw down on and use that to repay the government the 150. Is that correct?
Okay. Just so you're aware, member, it's not something that is in place yet, but contemplated.
No, I know.
So it's not in place, it's contemplated. The people, them sit down customer, you know. It was the 3 blind lies. Them have 3 blind lows. This bad. Continue.
Oh, that's why I say earmarked and not definitive. But it's important to understand what it is earmarked for and what is the thinking, because obviously there would have been discussions between the government of Jamaica and the IFIs around this facility. And since the figure is there, we just want clarity on it.
Very, very preliminary discussions, member.
Very preliminary. So when will you be in a position, I had asked you at the last sitting, to provide greater detail in terms of the 6.7 billion. We know 2.4 is private sector mobilization funding, but the direct government of Jamaica borrowing, when will you be able to tell us specifics on that in terms of the amounts from institutions, interest rates, length of period to pay, whether there's moratoria, etc.? When can you provide that to the House?
So, member, the announcement was made last week, and as you can imagine, with these kinds of facilities, there.
As you can imagine, with this, what shall I say? No, this I got done this question about
many conversations, many rounds of meetings to happen. We are in the early days following this announcement. So please allow us some time. Obviously, government has to look at its priority project.
What should I say? Allow us some time to do what? A priority project. Should not tell me say it was a private entity, you know. One of them were asked her before, you know, she had said government and priority. Or what she had to ask her? Eh? Continue.
It has to look at the timing of those projects. There is quite a bit to be worked out, member, which would not be possible to bring to the House in a week.
Okay, I understand that, but would you be in a position to say when? And I asked that within the context, you have made projections around our debt to GDP ratio, moving up to 68% and moving higher. I assume those projections would account for what you anticipate that you intend to borrow to deal with the gaps that arise from the fall off in economic income activity and taxable income.
All right. The 68% debt to GDP that you referenced, member, is what we're projecting by the end of this fiscal year, which will be in another 3 months. And all, if not most of that, is primarily due to the decline in the GDP as we.
What should have so much percent, 68 decline?
I assume those projections would account for what you anticipate that you intend to borrow to deal with the gaps that arise from the fall off in economic income activity and taxable income.
All right. The 68% debt to GDP that you referenced, member.
It's about 68% of GDP to the GDP. 68%.
Is what we're projecting by the end of this fiscal year, which will be in another 3 months. And all, if not most of that, is primarily due to the decline in the GDP. As we look out in the medium term, that's where you would see reflected any drawdowns on these facilities that have been announced.
So no new borrowing for this fiscal year up to March 2026.
Listen, when you ask a woman something, right? And go sit down in front of them. The three blind lies. Crab laws. Three blind lies. It's like when you talk, she there in New Zealand. So it have to travel and go there. And then it have to convert from English to Tofay language. Because we don't know our language neither, you know. We don't know it. And not Spanish too. We don't know it. And then she answer. It takes long to travel there and reach. Yeah? It's so long where you just talk to her like she froze. Yeah, look here.
So in this fiscal year, member? there is a little bit of borrowing, but not enough to move the needle significantly.
All right, since you have not finalized the arrangements, is there a contemplation to negotiate within these facilities? There is a specific climate provision, and I think Barbados has piloted that, where in the event of a natural disaster, that there is a waiver of suspension of payments of interest and principal. We don't have that. Is that something we are going to do going forward, given that we haven't finalized the negotiation of these facilities?
Those are conversations we've had specifically with the president of the IDB in particular and with representatives of the World Bank, but to be finalized.
And then my final question, I've highlighted a number of times the chronic underspend of our capital budget. I know efforts have been made to address the procurement issues. There was a reallocation of $2 billion in this particular supplementary away from the capital budget. Can you indicate the specific steps that are being taken to ensure that we can, in fact, spend the allocations that are provided within the budget and within the context where there is such a great need now in this rebuilding exercise to have capital projects executed on time?
Well, for this fiscal year so far, member, as you would probably know, we did have a hurricane, and that would have slowed some of the capital spending that we have to do for this year. But in terms of going forward and the reconstruction efforts that would need to be underway, you would have heard the Prime Minister talk about the National Recovery and Reconstruction Authority, an entity to coordinate the work that needs to be done for reconstruction, an entity that's supposed to be nimble in terms of its efforts and its coordination. So there's great expectation that as we go forward, that you will see, a better utilization of the capital that needs to be spent, especially for reconstruction.
Minister, you know very well that the...
I'm sorry, it's the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority.
No. But we know the problem of under expenditure on the capital budget is not specific to Hurricane Melissa or Hurricane Beryl. It's certainly for the last 4, maybe 5 fiscal years, we have had significant under expenditure. Now, is it that you're suggesting that NARA will be able to operate more efficiently and effectively than normal central budget and normal central government and the MDAs? Are there revised procurement guidelines that will be available to that agency so that they can actually spend the money?
Yeah, when does say it, I forgot New Zealand people, just forgive her. See that New Zealand, although she sit down there says her, but them call it a oligarch. So she that New Zealand, so it have to travel, the son have to travel, and then travel and change up in a fair language. Because when you ask her something, she can't answer same time, you know. See that? She don't answer yet, you know.
So for the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, we are expecting that it will operate under emergency procurement rules, but also that it will have the ability to engage significantly large companies to help us in terms of having a faster pace at the...
All right, let me tell you something what happened to Jamaica now. All right. So 2 things. Spend time around, but 2 things. You see, the NARA with them set up, and some novice them put on that, you know, them friends will just pay them some money, you know. You can't put some people where you just set up and call some people where you put and maybe some people from PSOJ and them thing there. They don't know nothing about reconstruction and nothing at all. Can call up some people where them are called no make no sense. And this a professor here, no not about building, no not about design, no nothing. And you catch them put on that, it name disaster number 1. Number 2, no people see the money are coming, but no for that I go out back. It's like you say, so Jamaica now have the money, because some people think all the money they from another place. And everybody have work now, and we have even now 6 billion US in there. That means that it kickstart this. Remember say, them continue to buy things from outside, you know. Like you say, JPS, them I forget them wire and them bucket chuck and everything. So no for them US just flow back out. The money no end there, we have to pay it back. So yeah, you understand? Enough more thing, because them are carrying more zinc, or some people still are use zinc. And you see them have one of them still are use zinc, and them are carrying more, them have to carry more ply, more this, because even if you have a deck somewhere and them thing there. So enough of the money have flow out back here. And then no fight a thief. And then you leave everything for the people then pay it back. Jamaica broke down. And then Mother Nature vex without Andrew Holness lie, the king of lie, the creator of it. And then him have the minion, Big Mama, the queen of lie. People want to make everybody know the queen of lie a Big Mama, you know. So you have a king and queen of lie in Jamaica. Ultimate king and queen of lie. Yeah? Andrew Holness and Big Mama. Yes. Saying? Yes. And the princess, Adras Davis of lie. Yeah. Line up in a Big Mama. Yeah, right there. So you know you see where the crown there. Yes. So them there. Now at the country. Now at the country. But wish everybody you see that we just show where Mark Golden said the what I want to have that and I make sure the people them have that too, you know. Pass it on. So when Andrew talk about we and physical discipline is a lie. If you go away, yes, and she at the worst finance. Listen. She figure out what people want to, you know. If you can't have she that say to cut anybody go to what people and put them for your finance minister, you better have. But she no make no sense. She a figurehead. And then there are 2 pussing speckles. No make sense. She come there so. It no make sense and the guy there. Wobbly. Yes. Pussing speckles and wobbly. No make sense it come there with see them they're the 3. The lousy way. 3 blind lies that. Yeah? When no make sense. Me don't talk. Yeah? We don't talk. That it's so embarrassing I can't believe that. I don't talk. Yeah? Later, you know, people, later. And by the way, I'm telling you something. Patrick, you see me I talk to you, I want to play some tune, but I'm going to do that tomorrow, you know. What I want to play, you know, the tune, them, enough of our brethren, them, John Knowlton, enough more the man them do, and enough of my artist brethren, I know, say them a cover version, because they never hear the original, me know. Because two of us speaking, but two me know every genre of music, you know. So I want to play that on my TikTok, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. Because I watch my time, I just go eat some food and catch. Yeah? Later. I'm out. Bless.
We are beat it till they are my burn. We now make them get in and them and again. None of them boy that we none of them. We in lump sum we are beat it till they are my burn. We now make them get in and them and again. None of them boy that we none of them. We alone some rise up the bomb and
when people like the government of a country, it's the servants protect the people of that country, not to put their life in misery. You understand me, Luciano? What else, man?
Government, stop pressuring the poor. Politicians, your judgment coming for sure. It's a government in your regiment. Stop pressuring the poor. Politicians, your judgment coming for sure.
Yo, politician, with the evilest mission, who no we blame. True money and power.